All right, Garrett Johnston here with Richard Green, and we think about your season. You really made a pretty big charge this season. 5 top 2 finishes, runner-ups. How do you assess it? Is it a double-edged sword, or how do you look at it?
Just happy that I've been able to put myself in contention a lot this year, and just shows signs that my game's good enough there to compete with the best of them out here, and I've just got to, I suppose, just keep trying to play golf the same way so that I give myself the chance to try and win again. So that's the idea.
Well, speaking of winning again, I know that first win on Dubai Desert Classic against Greg Norman, against Ian Woosnam in a playoff. How satisfying was that? What do you remember from that?
Very early on in my career, obviously. You put yourself in that situation. A lot of enthusiasm at that time of my life and time of my career to get sort of more cemented on tour, if you like, and. Fortunately, excuse me.
No worries. We all get a phone call from time to time, so no worries.
That's my wife, my lovely wife calling.
Naturally.
I'll call her back. Dubai was a lot of fun. I was playing great golf. I was very lucky to get that win against, Greg Norman at the time, world number 1. At the time, Ian Woosnam was world number 3 at the time. And there comes me in there about 650 or something, and sort of started my career off really nicely. That I've been in playoff situations. I've had my fair share of wins in playoffs and my share of losses, I suppose. Here last year in a playoff, you learn a lot from those situations, and I think as sort of time goes on, you sort of learn to try and control your adrenaline, if you like, and try and just play smart golf, and hopefully it goes your way. Yeah.
Well, speaking of adrenaline, I know that you did a lot. You did a lot to get in position to where you are on the PGA Tour Champions. I know a couple years ago, listening to you on a podcast, you were saying, "Man, I gotta qualify, I gotta get there. That's the Mount Everest for me." And so, how has that journey been like for you?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's good as it can get for over 50 golfer. To playing anywhere in the world. Me being from Australia and trying to continue to play competitive golf. This is the best place to do it over 50, hands down. Best competition, best presented courses, best tournaments, the best prize money, you could ever imagine to play for as an over 50 golfer. So, I'm very fortunate to be one of the guys out here and good enough to be out here, I guess. So, like the process that I went through a few years ago, you just don't know. There's 5 spots or 4 or 5 spots at Q School. You've got to be on your game to get one of those spots, and unfortunately I have. So I'm here now and cherishing it, and hopefully I'll hang on to it for a few more years.
Well, just having this, and I said cherishing this season, this particular year, you're 4th in the rankings here in the playoffs. How satisfying, gratifying has it been to have this consistency at this high of a level?
It's very, very, very rewarding. To get some results based on the amount of work we put in. It's year to year to keep doing it. I hope that my form can continue into next year, and there's no reason why I can't. So, every year, this year I'm a little bit more familiar with the courses and understand what to expect. Whereas the first year out, I was a little bit,
shell shocked a bit, or
not shell shocked, but just a bit of a bit exploratory. You're trying to find out where you've got how you've got to play holes and how you've got to play the golf courses, and this year's been a little bit nicer in regards to knowing what I've got in front of me. So you just got to work hard, you've got to be fit. I've been a little bit down with an injury the last couple of weeks, which has
been bothering you?
My lower back's been, not great. It forced me to pull out of last week in Carey, and this week I've been doing a lot of work to get fit to play and probably look like I'll be okay. But you've got to be 100% to play out here with the guys, and it's a hard enough game to play fit, let alone with an ailment. So we'll see. We'll give it a go and see how we go.
Is it lower back spasms, or what's the issue with lower back?
No, I don't know. I really don't know. It's something that I've done before. It's symptoms that I've had before from lifting or doing something that twisting the wrong way. I could do my back tying shoelaces up. But this year I've put in a lot of practice. I pulled up a bit sore after a practice session a few weeks ago. So we're not getting any younger, and I've got to learn to pace myself in regards to the work ethic, I suppose, and try and make sure I'm fit to play all the time.
What part of your game does it affect the most with the lower back?
Everything basically. It's just standing to the ball. It's swinging the club. For me, it's a requirement to feel fit and ready to play. So if there's something going on, it makes it really difficult for me to even swing the club. So Tyson's been amazing this week. He's helped me out a lot. And you've just got to have a good plan going forward to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So you learn from it and press on.
Your physio Tyson there, keeping you lean and limber, as I saw earlier. I wanted to say too, what have you learned about yourself in this particular season?
I guess that I believe that I'm good enough to be out here winning on this tour with the likes of the calibre of the field. You've got some unbelievable players out here, Ernie Els and VJ Singh and Podrick Harrington and Bernard Langer, and
oh, by the way,
all these guys that are profound winners on tour over the course of their career, and I may not have won as many times as they have, but it's just nice to come out here and have the sort of game that can compete with them, and so I've got myself into a place of belief where I can do it on given the right week and the right conditions and me feeling right. Everything hopefully falls into place. So that's probably what I take out of this year the most. There's so many good results and so many times in contention. Just makes you feel like you can do it.
Yeah. Well, I know you were close there at Carnoustie. Of course, you love in the Senior Open Championship, second place there. What did you kind of take away from that experience?
Again, just really played really nice golf that Sunday, and things didn't quite go my way through the middle of the round. They went KJ's way, and and that's what golf's all about. It's about momentum. It's about getting your nose ahead at the right time, and putting your opponent under a little bit of pressure at times, and but also, it's not really you against the other guys. It's you against what you are going to do on that golf course and what the holes ahead are asking of you. It's how you perform on those holes as to how the end result and what happens. So I took a lot out of that Senior British Open. It was disappointing to not win it after having some good results leading up to it. You think the next time I'm in contention, maybe this might be the time, but you can never tell. There's a lot of good players out here, and usually the guys that are close to you, if you are in the lead, or they're playing just as good a golf. So you've got to find a way to beat them.
When you're playing good golf there on a Sunday, and you've got your caddy with you, guys going into important shots on the back nine, what do you expect out of your caddy? Your level of expectations in those situations?
A lot, obviously. Just to keep you thinking straight, I suppose, keep you sort of making the right decisions. Discussing all the options, not taking any decision lightly. You've got to be thorough in your decision making, and then very committed to the shot you're trying to play. And so if a caddy can keep you in that state of mind, that helps. It's a very important part of the game.
Is it just a quick one word like, hey, stay committed, or focus, or just like a quick one-liners that help you, or?
Yeah, no, it's just discussing the shot thoroughly and then making a final decision and then going with it, and both being on the same page. You don't want to, caddy thinking something else, and then I'm thinking something else, and it gets a bit wrong. But yeah, as long as we're both very committed to the decision, we usually don't make a mistake.
How often are you getting back to Australia these days?
Not enough. It's a long year, and we're certainly looking forward to going home for the off season, and that's coming up after Phoenix, and we'll have a nice break. We get home at the start of the year for a couple of times, and depending on what the schedule is like next year, I'll be looking at opportunities throughout the year to get home and see how that works out. It's important to sort of pace yourself, I think, on this tour, and when we're away for a long period of time without really any home base, it's important to just pace yourself when you're away and look for opportunities to have a rest.
And then you'd mentioned Mark Hensby and some of these other Aussies are guys you enjoy spending time with out here, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the guys are all the guys are good. It's spend a fair bit of time with Mark, and love having a bit of banter with him. So that just makes for an enjoyable experience on tour, doesn't it?
Speaking of banter, I saw him with his hair. He looks like a wild man, mountain man right now. Are you giving him any grief there? Or?
No, I'll just let him go with it. He's that's his thing. He wants to do that, so all credit to him. So, it's we're all individual characters out here and like to do things our own way. So that's his thing at the moment. So, good luck to him.
Yeah. Richard Green, appreciate the time and good luck the rest of the way out there.
Thank you. Thanks.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, no worries.